At 38 years old, Lionel Messi faces the hardest opponent of his career, time. After finally winning the World Cup with Argentina in 2022, he admitted something shocking. Playing in 2026 is not guaranteed. No promises, no confirmation, just uncertainty. So, will the greatest footballer of all time return for one last World Cup, or was Qatar the perfect goodbye? Will Messi play in World Cup 2026 or retire? Is Lionel Messi retiring before the 2026 World Cup? Lionel Messi's name has become central to one of the most intriguing storylines heading into the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and unlike most World Cup debates that focus on tactical systems or emerging stars, this one revolves squarely around arguably the sport's greatest player and whether he will even be on the field to defend the title he helped Argentina win in Qatar 2022. At 38 years old, Messi has openly expressed uncertainty about participating in another World Cup, saying that at his age it is only logical to think he may not play and that he will wait to see how he feels physically before committing to the tournament in the United States, Mexico, and Canada, a stance that has fueled renewed debate among fans, pundits, and even fellow professionals about the risk and reward of relying on an aging legend. This uncertainty first gained widespread traction after Messi's emotional performance in Argentina's final home World Cup qualifier, a match in which he scored twice and celebrated in front of a raucous Buenos Aires crowd that seemed to sense it could be one of his final major games for the national team, after which he candidly admitted he might not be at the next World Cup due to age and physical condition, adding that he will make a decision only after assessing his fitness through the upcoming MLS season and preseason preparation. What makes this Messi problem resonate so strongly is that the Argentine captain isn't simply weighing whether he wants to play. He is openly acknowledging the natural limitations that come with being nearly 4 decades old in a sport dominated by youthful energy and elite athleticism, illustrating a rare moment in modern football where even history's greatest must confront the reality of time. The uncertainty is compounded by the conflicting voices around him. Some former teammates, like Argentina legend Javier Zanetti, have expressed unwavering confidence that Messi is still fully capable of leading his country at the 2026 World Cup, and that there is no doubt he will represent Argentina again, emphasizing his intelligent leadership and continued success with Inter Miami. While others, including figures outside Argentina, openly question whether Messi's age and recent injury issues could prevent him from translating his club form into meaningful impact on the sport's biggest stage. Lionel Messi's situation is not simply about old versus young or legend versus future, but about balancing the emotional weight of his narrative with the strategic and physical realities of elite competition. Even as some voices argue that Argentina's remarkable depth of talent beyond Messi means the team could compete without him if necessary, the psychological and cultural significance of Messi's presence remains immense, with countless fans and commentators arguing that his mere participation could elevate Argentina's chances and add to the spectacle of the 2026 tournament. Messi's ambiguous stance has also created space for speculation about how Argentina might approach the tournament should he choose to participate, whether as an all-out starter, a super sub who impacts games off the bench, or someone who decides in the final months before kickoff that international football has run its course for him, especially given how intensely demanding World Cup play can be for an older athlete. What makes the discussion particularly compelling is that Messi himself has not decisively ruled anything out. Even as he talks about the likelihood of stepping away, he also repeatedly emphasizes that he loves playing football and will continue if he feels good doing it, signaling that if his body allows it and his passion remains high, he might be inspired to pursue one last run at World Cup glory. In this way, the Messi problem is less about a definitive absence and more about a looming decision that could redefine the narrative of the tournament. If Messi plays, it could be seen as the final chapter of a career that has pushed the boundaries of what we think possible in sport, possibly allowing him to lift another World Cup trophy with Argentina and cementing an already legendary status. If Messi doesn't play, it will mark the end of an era and force Argentina and the football world at large to contemplate how the game moves forward without one of its most beloved and influential figures. This debate resonates far beyond Argentina's camp, capturing global attention attention because Messi's decisions always reverberate through football culture. Social media buzzes with theories and emotional reactions to his potential World Cup future, and pundits on multiple continents analyze how his choice might affect not only Argentina's tactical approach, but also the broader legacy of the 2026 World Cup itself, which is already unique for being hosted across 3 countries and expanding the tournament format to include 48 teams, a change that alone has generated widespread discussion about competitiveness and spectacle in the sport. Meanwhile, Messi's world, from club teammates to national team supporters, has become filled with speculation about the best path forward, with some suggesting that even if Messi cannot play every minute or perform at the same exhaustive level he once did, he could still offer invaluable vision, leadership, and inspiration that would justify his inclusion in the squad. Others argue that tournaments like the World Cup demand peak physical performance that is difficult for most athletes to sustain beyond their mid-30s. Underlying all of this is the emotional weight of Messi's storied career. Having achieved nearly every major honor in club and international play, including finally winning the World Cup in 2022, he stands at a crossroads where personal legacy and physical reality intersect, and his ultimate decision about the 2026 World Cup captures the imagination of millions who recognize that even the greatest players must eventually confront the limits of time. Lionel Messi's uncertainty has sparked dialogue not only about Argentina's tactical setup, but also about the meaning of legacy in modern sport, as fans and commentators alike consider whether the pursuit of another World Cup at the tail end of an extraordinary career is worth it, or whether Messi should prioritize personal well-being and enjoy the twilight of his playing days in a less demanding environment. As the tournament draws closer, Messi's decision, whatever it ultimately is, will shape one of the central storylines of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, turning what could have been an ordinary pre-World Cup discussion into a deeply human narrative about aging, passion, legacy, and the enduring power of sport to connect people around shared experiences and iconic figures. Whether Messi leads Argentina once again or passes the torch to a new generation, his unresolved plans at this stage have already created a compelling Messi problem that captures the heart of football's global audience and reminds us that even football's greatest chapters are written not just on the pitch, but in the uncertainty that precedes defining decisions.